Alrighty, welcome back everybody to LCS Academy. We had quite a kill fest to start off that one. I'm still pyrotechnic, still Cubby and Desrex, and gentlemen, what a game. I mean, I blinked and there were like 3 more kills on the scoreboard. How y'all feeling after that one?
A lot of credit to CLG. I think that all the control tools they had, they used really well. Meech and Breezy had a massive game. I know that we've put so much excitement behind Meech, but man, it's really rare that we get such a standout support performance that we did from Breezy. That was the game for Breezy. He was so big in that one. Every single fight they had, he was in the right spot at the right time, using his abilities almost to perfection. Really good stuff all around from CLG. They can take a lot of positives from that one.
And Jenkins being able to recover that top lane
Yes.
where Yuji was just focusing him so hard. What a performance to just not lie down and die and just let that top side, be completely forfeit to FlyQuest. Jenkins fought back.
Oh yeah, it did seem like CLG were playing like a well-oiled machine in that first game, but we have a little bit of downtime before we get into game number 2 here. And speaking of people that working well together, Cubby, you and Desrex have been casting for a couple of weeks now, and I think it's about time to introduce a little game that you might be quite familiar with. It is, of course, Newly Duos, where we see how well y'all know each other. Now, a little bit of history here, because Desrex, you've been a part of this with your duo Joshi, and, well, you knew quite a lot about Josh. He kind of ran it down in his answers with you. I want to see if Cubby can do you a little better here today. Cubby, how you feeling about your chances?
I'm nervous. I'm just going to sip my coffee.
You answer one and you're better than Josh, okay? So it is fine. The bar is so low thanks to him.
I gotta say, I have probably watched more games that Desrex has casted in his career than I have actually casted with Desrex. Because, I was a fan. I used to watch the Team Liquid Academy broadcast, so, I'm an OG.
Get us together too.
All right. Well,
I know. We'll see what happens here.
Let's get ourselves underway for our first question of Newly Duos. Cubby, what is Desrex's favorite CLOL team?
Winthrop.
Okay. I mean, we can call it right now if you've got your answer.
Oh, yeah, that's it. I remember when Winthrop were on the run. It's Winthrop. It's Winthrop.
Wrong. It's Maryville. No, of course it's Winthrop.
Yeah, let's go. I'm better than Josh. I got one.
You committed to the troll for a good, half second. So already Cubby is off to a good start. Now, the good news is you got that one. The bad news is I think things start to get a little bit more difficult for you here.
I'm glad I knew that one. This is how I know I spend too much time on Twitter. That's really the reason I knew this.
We had to give you the softball to kick things off. I wanted to see how it would go. So, into our next question, our second question of the roll here. What is Desrex's favorite Proving Ground storyline? You'll have some time. You can take up to a minute.
Team or player?
I think we're gonna curveball this one. We're gonna say whatever Desrex says. You say team.
Team.
Okay.
From this past split, I'm going to go with Taco Gaming. Just given the fact they all kind of came together as a squad of 5, and it also includes Doxa, who was a part of that Winthrop team that won them all. And I remember Eric being very hyped about Taco Gaming. Is it close? Did I miss it?
Close. PGCQ won. Winthrop again.
Barely
squeezing in as the last spot and then making it all the way. I think it was top 4 they made it to.
Yeah, there was a lot of Mordio gaming. Fun fact: Mordio is a player that was so old that I played against Mordio when I was playing in collegiate. So, yeah.
Wow, we're doing history lessons as
Good
well.
on you, Mordio. Way to step in. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you tripped yourself up a little, Cubby, on thinking it was a bit more recent, but that is okay. You've still got 1 point.
It's still this year.
I think it's still relevant. But
you were a Taco Gaming fan. We all were in amateur, to be fair.
Honestly, it's kind of hard not to like that team.
Yeah.
I like watching City Witty stomp on people as well. But let's keep this moving because you're 1 for 1 right now. Batting average not too shabby to kick things off. So our third question.
I'm the best player of all time with a 500 batting average. Just throwing that out there.
It was with plenty of time to keep messing it up. So let's see how it goes.
Still, I can miss the next one and still be great. I'm a Hall of Famer. So.
Okay. So you're not worried at all about this.
Good.
Well, I'll just drop it on you then.
Confidence.
Who does Desrex think deserves the most credit for FlyQuest success?
Oh man, was I really paying attention in the pre-show? This is the question. I'm gonna go with my answer, which would honestly be Diamond. I don't think. Oh, you're right.
Let's
go.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so something that one of the reasons that, we give Diamond a lot of credit is that, again, Diamond is really vocal and comms. And if you look at FlyQuest Academy, since they have had Diamond, they have I feel like only gotten better as a team and as a roster, no matter who is on it. Like, even if they change things up and the starting point is lower, they consistently improve. And I think that a lot of credit, obviously, is due to the staff of FlyQuest, but also Diamond, because he is the voice that is in comms with these guys. He has the most experience on the team. 8 years of playing. He's won 5 splits of Academy. I think that he had a tough game there, but I think Diamond's in really good form this split. And yeah, I'm glad that you're aligned with me. I think Diamond deserves more credit than what we give him.
He also makes some really good music, so I'm throwing
yes,
that
he
one
does.
on top of that. You
hey, that's a big part of success. I think that is always a very valuable reason. But you do get the point for that one, Cubby. You're now 2 out of 3 as we keep on rolling down the line for the 4th question. We're going to shift things over to the other team we have playing today who already took that first win. Cubby, who would Deserex promote from CLG Academy up to the LCS?
Oh, come on. I don't think you'd agree with me, but let's find out.
See, is this this could be a player favorite, and I'm gonna go with a player favorite for Deserex. And even though I don't agree with this, I think his answer is Meech. It's either that or it's Jenkins. Is it Jenkins? Okay, it's Jenkins. Okay.
Oh,
I don't agree with that one either.
You said Meech first, but you did say Jenkins immediately after. I don't know if I'm allowed to award half points.
No.
What do you think, Deserex? You
no,
are the judge.
I get a 0. I committed to Meech.
Okay. All right.
0.001 points,
Thank you.
So you have 2.001 points, which means you're doing better than people who have a 50% so far. That's pretty good. So far, Cubby doing well. We have a couple more questions to go,
I'm
though.
still the best 3-point shooter of all time and the best baseball player of all time. So I feel good,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right. Well, we'll bring it back into this specific series because we have talked a little bit about these two teams. I don't know. How about what does Deserex want to see the most in game number 2?
Let me think on this.
This is a pretty open one. You have some time, so feel free to take it.
Okay.
Have you decided yet?
I've decided.
All right, I'm gonna go really, really specific, and I'm gonna play to Deserex's heart because it is newly duos. Jenkins Kennen. That's what Deserex wants to see.
He got it.
All right, Deserex.
Isn't it?
He got it.
Yeah, let's go.
Man, this is some instant synergy.
Let's go. Jenkins Kennen, baby.
Holy.
I fully expected you to go back to Meech again.
Nope, Jenkins Kennen.
Okay.
It's so good. He is so good at that champ. It's so disgusting. Yeah.
I would like to see that too, but wow, what I'm loving right now is how well Cubby Deserex. So far, this is great, and I got to
play to the heart.
We're gonna flip things around. That's the way to play the game. We got one more question though to see if you can make it 2 out of 3, 4 out of 6. Let's see if you get this final answer because we saved a doozy here for you. What is Deserex's favorite League of Legends World song?
Oh man, I feel like there's a lack of metal that could give this one away. But I'm just. This is. Oh god. This is
Take
where
time.
people. I find League of Legends
you're ready.
fans very aggressive over their favorite world song. For me personally, it's Legends Never Die. But also second, which I'm gonna guess for Eric, is Rise. Because it was the best music video with it too.
Okay, Deserex, what is your answer?
Warriors.
Oh, it's Warriors?
Oh,
really? Oh man,
it's a good choice.
I like Imagine Dragons. That one, it wasn't my favorite for me. The fact they did it live was really cool. But yeah,
it's a favorite for me because it's the first time they did something like that. That was
true.
Season 3.
It was season 4. It was an amazing crossover.
That was the first big world song. I actually remember the live performance. I was in.
It was a big deal
for that one. It was incredible.
Yeah, because they filled out the World Cup soccer stadium and then they performed afterwards. Like that was the end of the year, and we were all like, "Holy cow!" Like
League
esports.
Reality.
Yeah, we're all like, "Oh my god!" Like League of Legends esports is just massive. Like this is like the new cultural phenomenon. It was. Actually, like the fact they filled out the Bird's Nest or whatever stadium they had in Seoul was it was a really
I think it was Sangam Stadium. It was a World Cup soccer.
Yeah, Bird's Nest was that's China. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Beijing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, honestly, that's a good choice, Destrix. I applaud it, and I think Cubby, it
Old
was
school.
a difficult guess. It's easy to forget about Warriors, how long ago it was.
I'm throwing darts at that one, truly.
Yeah.
I
Either
will
way.
say, if we were purely musical, it'd probably be Rise, but just Warriors has the nostalgia effect on me, so it gets that boost.
Nostalgia
Absolutely.
counts for sure. Yeah, that was a great final too. God, Samsung Blue is like one of my favorite teams of all time. And then they got 0-3'd.
That's okay, we got Samsung White. But you know what? That's the past. You know what we have right now? Because Cubby, well, you got 3 out of 6. It's a pretty respectable score. We'll have to see who the score is going to this next time, because Champ Select is up for game number 2. Take it away!
All right, Cubby. You know what? You did well. I appreciate you.
I can keep on casting with you.
You can keep casting with me for this next game.
See-
CLG Academy versus FlyQuest. Oh, go ahead. What?
Now, when we turn the tables on this, you know, you got to get 3 out of 6. That's a tough ask.
You know what? I've already perfected Joshi. I'm pretty good with my prep. I'm pretty sure I could prep for you. Just get the game show prep going, you know. I'll
like
focus
that.
on that more than the Super Week that we have coming on tomorrow as we head into this Champions League.
That's true.
CLG Academy versus FlyQuest Academy. Already, we're focused back onto the bot lane. Lots of bans towards the marksman here. Lucian, Aphelios, Callista, Senna, and Zeri all taken off the table. So we're going to see the run back from CLG as they go back to the Ezreal.
It is a mirrored draft so far. Honestly, I expect them to respond with both Kaisa and Wukong. I think the difference is going to come, do FlyQuest take Nautilus again on 3? If they do, they have to ban Renata. If they, or if they swap up which support they take. As Diamond's support pool has been very big for the start of this split. As I fully expect Rosethorn to take I fully expect Rosethorn to take the Viego here. And we'll see if they end up locking the Renata early, as that is one way to get around it. So CLG going for the same bot lane. Gotta say, it worked out damn well for them in game 1.
Yeah. Getting that bot lane early, and what was it, like 2-0 very early on for Meech? I think he went 4-0 early on. It was it was a great performance to start off with his bot lane. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Ezreal and Renata in the bot lane. Once again, the response out of FlyQuest this time, they are hovering for the Rakan. It is going to be a lock-in.
So this one's interesting, as I think this gives FlyQuest, again, a very explosive engage. They can piggyback off the Wukong to hop in. I think this does give them a little bit more laning power into Renata too. Of course, this is a counter pick that Diamond had, so I fully expect that. As COG get the takeaway, some Kumo champs. Maybe they're setting up for a gangplank yet again. And FlyQuest, some more adaptations from them. They don't want to deal with that Twisted Fate. Honestly, I can't blame them. And also, they could be setting up a champ for Spyrax potentially, as blinding mid, a little bit more common than blinding top lane, and you would preserve that Wukong flex. So TF ban tells me maybe FlyQuest are looking at something like Ahri. That looks like Ahri, yeah.
Only solo lanes available, so we'll see if they actually go for that lock-in. One more ban to come out of CLG Academy. Kale, LeBlanc, and TF all taken off the table thus far. We do have the bot lanes and the junglers shown, so still, again, waiting for those solo laners to get locked in, and it's definitely going to be one of the bigger things, I feel like, on the side of CLG, as they've played around Jenkins so much and even got him to recover in that last game. So one more ban to go through. CLG will take away the victor.
That's surprising, as again, I see the Blanc and Twisted Fate taken off the board, and my head is just screaming Ahri. But Victor is one of Spyrax's better champions, but it will be the Ahri right off the bat. Maybe Victor's something that, you know, CLG just didn't want to deal with their composition. I think it plays pretty well into both Viego and Renata. But Ahri, a lot of playmaking for Yuji and Spyrax in that mid-jungle duo, so we'll have to see if they can impact the map. Maybe get some better setups for Tomo to hop on in. But for the side of CLG, blinding a top laner, I'm expecting them to opt for the GP again. I would not be surprised, and Triple actually taking them Lissandra and Ahri. This is a good matchup for Lissandra. With the durability patch changes, I think it really helped in this matchup. The sustained Qs help a lot, and that will be the GP for Jenkins. See if Kumo ends up opting for the Vladimir. I don't think it's going to be Vlad this time around. I'm expecting to see a Tryndamere.
So some good lockdown coming in from Triple being on that Lissandra. It's going to be the first time he's played it in this split. So brand new, considering he's played a lot of champions this split so far. Tryndamere now being hovered on the side of FlyQuest Academy for Kumo, who does have that counter pick into the GP. Will be locked in. Tryndamere for FlyQuest.
I didn't do too bad this draft, SRX.
No.
I think it was about a 3 for 6 success rate, you know? I guess I'm 50-50 today. We'll see if it's a 50-50 series or if CLG has different plans, you know?
Yeah, you were pretty close there when it came down to most of the things. I mean, once we start banning out the mid lane pool, I personally start getting a little bit confused because a lot of these mid laners that we have in Academy will play pretty much just anything they can find for that role. I
Yeah,
mean, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
we have a lot of
7,
deep pools.
9. That's 10 champions played so far by Triple this split.
Wow, that's a lot, actually. As I guess he hasn't piloted the Wasander yet. Spyrax, Ari was his most played last split. Will be the second play on Ari for Spyrax. As him and FlyQuest looking to bounce back this game. One thing I like for FlyQuest, I think they have a lot more mid-game proactivity. Ari with Everfrost, not quite as strong on 12-11, but still a very powerful combo. I have seen a couple Aris, though, actually stray away from that. I saw a Leandri's Ari the other day, which I didn't like, but it existed. I saw Leandri's Silas, too, from Showmaker. That was actually, I was a big fan of that in 3 health stackers, I must say.
We're just going to take Leandri's and throw it on anyone. Why not?
It's a great item. Right? It's a great item in durability patch. Yes, thank you. Everyone has more health. Everyone has more resistances. Just take the burn. Take more abilities. It's fine.
All right, so game 2, now ready. CLG Academy versus FlyQuest Academy. CLG able to take that game 1, but it was not without a war between these two squads. Can FlyQuest bring this back in the mid game? That's going to be my big question to me. Can they actually stop a lot of those early advancements that we saw to CLG?
Is Kumo itemless, or is this the scoreboard bug? I'm curious.
Oh, wait. He's itemless.
Okay, Kumo. Really trying to be alpha here with Tryndamere. Yeah. Curious. As we'll see if Kumo realizes his mistake before we hop into this game. It's a pretty big mistake coming out of Kumo if that is indeed the case. And he is going to be late to lane if he does end up basing.
He's not basing.
This is not good.
Oh
I hate to see things go this way.
Oh my. Oh my.
This is not good.
Kumo.
My boy.
Kumo, we need to
You don't have TP either.
Can we get Pyro to get an interview with Kumo right now? Just to tell him. Just to tell him.
You know, as a former coach, these are the moments that I'm really glad I'm casting and not coaching anymore. That's all I'm going to say.
Tell me, what's the rundown for Cubby seeing one of his players do this?
Well, I guess I have to put items on the pregame checklist. That was I had a pregame checklist that I forced all the players to go through. And if the dream scenario was that if they couldn't do the checklist, then they wouldn't get to play. But we didn't have 10 players, so yeah.
Dream scenario.
Yeah, you got to be hard as a coach. Whole accountability, and that's what it's all about.
I mean, for Kumo, at least his kit has some form of self-sustain. Even though it's not the best, you do sacrifice some of your DPS given certain circumstances, but trying to do silver linings here for poor Kumo.
Well, the silver lining is that he has the counter matchup, and Gangplank slams, or I should say, Tryndamere slams Gangplank in this matchup, and Kumo on the Tryndamere yesterday against EGA in Game 1 had a 14 KDA playing the same exact matchup into Surdy. So, how did I do for silver linings? I do okay?
Yeah, I think you did all right there. I do want to keep in mind that Surdy kind of got slaughtered by Darshan on that Kayle matchup before, but, you know, for the most part...
That was jungle intervention.
I'm kind of darkening the linings here. I got to work in synergy with you. I'm sorry about that.
Well, the good news for Jenkins is that he was able to save it yesterday as Diamond taking a bit of a trade that's going to force Ignite for Flash. I'd say Breezy, I'd give the thumbs up for that one too. As FlyQuest, they couldn't hit level 2 quite soon enough. Tomo and Diamond a little bit behind in this lane where, again, CLG, they did power pick this bot lane. Meech and Breezy put it very well in the last game. Already off to a good start here. We do expect the lane to go like this early, though. Maybe not this hard. Yeah. Honestly, I think Kumo just might be smurfing. Maybe this is a next level big brain strat from Kumo. Is he's just skipping over the Dorn shield. He doesn't even need it. So I want the boots. I want the attack speed. That's more valuable.
Itemless.
And now Yuji's up here. Yeah.
Boots and dagger.
Maybe it's all part of the plan.
We'll find out soon enough. Yuji is stalking towards this side. Not realizing it's on top of a ward right now, so Jenkins in no real threat pathing towards the bot lane, though, will be Rosethorn. So far, some priority established by the bot lane of CLG as they shove in.
Kumo pop ghost. Oh, Jenkins missed. That's going to be a flash from Jenkins. He has to flash.
It's going to be brutal for Jenkins right there.
Oh, he doesn't have flash.
Didn't even
Okay.
burn his flash. Didn't need to right there. That level disadvantage might have worked out quite well for him.
Jenkins does have TP and will be able to refill the corrupting potions. So honestly, not the worst thing in the world. Does get one summoner out of Kumo. Jenkins can reset. Does have a cloth armor to now help out against all the Tryndamere damage. As I know this is a very similar comp from last game, so I didn't really fully set up all the win cons for this one, but I think it's the same idea for CLG. It's all about the control of the team fights and the mid game, utilizing the range they have on the Ezreal, the control they have on the Lissandra, to make sure that they can put FlyQuest in a tough scenario. As Rosethorn does show top, will not be able to connect with the gank. On the side of FlyQuest, I think it's about an explosive mid game. Ahri plus Wukong, one item spikes, massive. They got to make good use of that.
A little bit of a worry on that show top. You saw Yuji pathing over there, but the minion wave was too big, so FlyQuest can't capitalize on that overextension that was coming out from CLG's bot lane. Instead, just going to crash the wave, take the recall for the Meech and Breezy.
Ooh, Jenkins actually pulling it, keeping it there. Kumo does have one more pot to try and deal with the poke from the Tryndamere. As you see the fights over the barrels continuing. Nice combo there from Jenkins. We'll at least get the grass proc, and he's going to try and get that empowered auto. But Kumo, because he has the booties, should be able to sprint away from that one. It's painful, though.
All those parlays, they add up. Jenkins is going to need more of them. He's going to need a lot more of them into this Tryndamere matchup. That
Parlay.
Just continuously shoving him into his tower. Still looking at where the junglers are hovering now, because we do got a duo roam coming out. Breezy with the handshake will follow through with Rosethorn. Diamond dashes away over the wall. He has no flash. 100 health remains. A flash forward coming out. And there you go. First blood picked up by CLG off of the flash of triple.
Well played, CLG. And Breezy, because they have this bot lane shove, Breezy first to reset, first on the move, finds Diamond with Rosethorn. Really good stuff coming out from CLG, as again, we've had so much praise for their early game. The second best early game statistically that we have in the league. I'd argue the first best because of their success of taking the first tower, the first herald. They're already off to the races in this one again.
Brilliant match made by CLG.
Oh, Breezy.
And now they're looking for more. Tomo, isolated here, has to burn his flash to get away from the aggression of Meech and Breezy. Yuji tries to match in the bot lane, but realizes that Rosethorn is waiting in the wings. Flash burnt by Tomo.
God, Breezy has been such an animal in these two games, Deserex. My God.
Each brought something else out in him.
I don't know, man. This Breezy on this Renata has just been fantastic. I mean, every play that CLG is making is being dictated through and around Breezy. And it's not just out of lane, which is really where we saw Breezy have the most success playing through Dokla in the last split, but it's also in lane. And that's something where I feel like Breezy had some struggles with. So the fact that he is having these 2v2s, I know that the Renata Ezreal 2v2 is very strong, but still, he is cashing in with Meech. Really good look and really good series from him so far today.
And always keep in mind that this is who Breezy was scrimming with. Even though we had that time with Luger, it wasn't their scrim partner. It wasn't the marksman they had in the bot lane to scrim with. Luger was just thrown in there willy-nilly. Meech has the practice. He's had the time with the team. So this is why he's just slotting in so well.
Yeah, that was part of the joke with the Luger boosting service, which was honestly one of my favorites. And I can't say that because CLG were the ones that tweeted it. So I'm not being mean. I'm just repeating things that CLG said. And to be fair in those games, while Luger was big, it was a team effort from CLG, who, again, 7-6 in the standings, middle of the pack. Playing with subs the entire time so far, I'd say that is exceeding some of our expectations. CLG looking to really make their mark this week with a 2-0 over FlyQuest, which would be a big deal, because while Luger was subbing in, mind you, CLG, they did 2-0 Team Liquid. So with a 2-0 over both TL and FlyQuest, I think that's a pretty big statement for a team that is sitting in the middle of the pack in the standings, that they can compete with some of the top dogs we have in the league.
Now, Yuji's been really good at trying to track Rosethorn and follow through with a lot of his early Rift Herald takes. Yuji's trying to match it right now, but it's going to be a trick to get that through. Keep a close eye onto Triple because he has that Frozen Tomb.
Yuji got it.
Sealed away. Yuji's going to be able to grab it, but it's a kill going 1-for-1 thus far in the team fight.
They got the Viego.
Join in. Meech now coming up. Kumo putting in that Undying Rage as he wails away. Another kill's picked up as Triple falls. Kumo will run on out. Hostile takeover goes out. As Diamond tries to get the kill on the Breezy, heal's going to be used. Meech getting those autos onto Spyrax, but he's not getting enough as Diamond's going to body block the Mystic shots. Now Kumo looking to rejoin the fight. Meech still getting in those autos, looking for Spyrax. Will not take down Spyrax just yet. A flash forward coming out from Meech. Will find Spyrax. Now Kumo hops onto Meech, but Meech cannot finish off Kumo. Jenkins, however, can, and Jenkins will chase down Diamond on top of it. One more pop of a barrel, but Yuji now joining the fight gets burned down. Jenkins gets a double kill.
What a fight! Everyone, what is it, 4 for 4 across the map? Yeah. And Jenkins is the benefactor, as honestly, so many crazy parts of that fight. First off, Yuji stealing away the Rift Herald and trading out for Rosethorn was massive on the side of FlyQuest, and then Spyrax, the way that he played out through the resets. He was the one able to reset, not Rosethorn, because he was taken out first from the fight. But in the end, it's Jenkins on the gangplank, man. He was so solid throughout. Him and Kubo both got really fed from that play, so I'm really interested to see how that affects the top lane matchup, because it's a weird one now with both of them sitting on so much gold.
Wild fight to break out between both of these squads, and this is why I was excited for this matchup. I think they're very competitive and at very even levels when they do hit the Rift. Now we have Dragon up. It's going to be FlyQuest who are putting their attention over there, but not with Yuji, just with Diamond, who's roaming out alongside Spyrax. Yuji still at the top side of the map. Rosethorn pathing towards this Drake. Diamond getting pulled in. It's priority of the Drake going over to CLG.
Man, this series has been fun. Really as Spyrax, he doesn't have Flash or ult. I think he's dead.
Frozen Tomb. Gonna try and use a Spirit Rush, but with so much lockdown, there's nowhere else to go. One more auto comes through. Triple grabs that kill. And now Yuji's getting cornered. Can use the Blast Plant to get over the wall. Sees Rosethorn and Triple, but taking the right angle to the safety of Kumo.
Should be fine. Really like how Triple Rosethorn punish the window that Spirit rushes down. Spyrax will TP back and have that up. Alright, here comes the replay. We get a second look at the craziness that went down. A big thing, Spyrax usually working to take down Rosethorn first, and then keep in mind, FlyQuest, they're rotating late, and they sent one less member. So that really is how well Kumo Spyrax played this out, because FlyQuest are down in numbers, but make this trade even. And the big benefactor throughout all this, while this is going on, and we were singing the praises of the individual all plays we saw, especially here. Meech, this was sweet. The flash, the E flash, he canceled the animation on the E, or I should say the cast time. Really nice. And then Jenkins picking up some big kills on the back half too. Some nice mechanical plays from our young academy players, but also look at Tomo in the bot lane while all this is going down. The only one not involved in the play was able to pick up 2 plates for himself, catch back up in this matchup, and he's in much better shape compared to where he was in the last game.
It's a lot picked up for Tomo on acquiring those plates. Would like to see the gold relative to Meech off of that, because Meech, who has been much more impactful in a lot of these fights, has been much more present for a lot of these fights. It is keeping Tomo relatively even, not too far off, only 400 gold really separating these bot laners.
And look at how Rosethorn is invading the jungle. I mean, part of this is because Triple is ahead in this mid-lane matchup. I think him and Rosethorn have played it really well. I talk so much about Ahri Wukong wanting to use that one-item spike to get around the map. Lissandra is a really good counter to that, because she has push into Ahri, especially early, and Lissandra wants to do the same thing. And I love the pairing with Viego, because you have all the lockdown and just the ability to, you know, make sure you get that first kill to fight to go your way, get Viego the resets. So we'll see how Triple and Rosethorn can work together to make sure that this happens and goes in their favor, as Yuji spit out Shelly. And while Shelly's going to go for a little bit of a hike, I think Shelly's still going to serve her purpose and get Kumo some points.
Yeah, more gold going over to the Tryndamere on that top side. Shelly starts her charge.
Oh, yeah.
See that influx come in. Nice and tasty for Kumo.
It actually didn't go to Kumo. It only went to Rosethorn. Kumo wasn't able to get in range.
Wow.
So, or Rosethorn. It went to Yuji. Yeah, thank you. Let's take some more sips of coffee here, Deserex. It's
I got mine next to me too.
I need it more than you so far. It's been some blunders.
Ooh, Nice little chain barrel there coming out from Jenkins. Now, with this Tryndamere, it is the counter matchup going into Jenkins, but one of the nicer things about it is how it plays into Renata. The revive that comes out from Breezy can be denied, as a lot of these players will see someone low on health. The moment they get that skill, they just tunnel into the lowest health character they can to try and take it down to get the reset, to get the revive. But Tryndamere is very deceptive on that front, thanks to that Undying Rage. A little bit of skirmishing going on in the jungle.
And again, it's Triple, Rosethorn, and Breezy. Whenever Triple gets shoved on this wave, he is making moves. And because of that, they're trying to get up in the face of Yuji. It really hasn't set him significantly far behind, but I do like the attempts. One adaptation, interesting. Of course, we did talk about all the changes from Draft, but there are some changes going on with our players deciding what they want to build. Meech, I did say last game, I like the blue build. I think Meech agrees. He's opting for it this game. Blue build's better on Ezreal when you're going to do more Qs, less autos. That's definitely the case this game, as Ezreal is going to be looking to pump out as much poke as possible, stay as far away as possible from the likes of Tryndamere and Ahri. So, I like the fact that Meech is going for that.
How many seasons has it been, Cubby, of Ezreal always having a viable blue build in this game?
Fun fact, the first time I hit Diamond was actually the original blue build Ezreal, where you built
Elder?
the jungle item.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
In the mid lane, you take Elder.
It was bot. So even, I think it would have been Season 4. But yes, I abused blue Ezreal and blue Kha'Zix. It was fun.
Barrage coming out now as an attempted engage. Cyclone comes out from Yuji, focusing down onto Breezy. Breezy's able to flash out. Rosethorn trying to get out, but here comes Kumo and here comes Spyrax. The chase and stick so good from FlyQuest. Breezy will fall. Rosethorn gets the retreat. Only one loss for CLG, but FlyQuest bully CLG right out of that side of the map. They want Rift Herald.
And that Rift will go over to the side of FlyQuest, and Tomo rotating first. A good engage from Yuji. As CLG, Triple, it felt like whoever they were able to put in that, the Sandra ultimate, they just could not take down fast enough. And FlyQuest ended up winning the war of attrition as CLG got split on the retreat. FlyQuest split them through the exit. So really good stuff from FlyQuest to make sure that happened, and they're going to be a huge benefactors. Not only do they get the Rift Herald, it will be a trade of turrets, and Kumo getting a big influx of gold now.
That's sticking power out of FlyQuest and their composition. It is disgusting. You're trying to get away from Kumo, but you got Spyrax who's chasing you with the Spirit Rush. Kumo who just throws a chicken, and now you're running slow, and you have no real choice about that one. The killer instinct, really everything that FlyQuest have is about chase.
Come on, man. We already have one play-by-play that likes to quack on here. I can't get one that's making chicken noises, too.
That's all I would think about when I first played this game, is why does that move make a chicken sound?
Because why not, Tesseract?
You're technically running away from him, so you're a coward, right? Is that it?
Oh.
You only get the slow if you have your back to him.
Rosethorn stole the blue buff away from Meech. I think that's why the R was going out there. As Meech again trying to get that Miramana. Once he evolves that item, which he should have on the next base, Ezreal will get very strong, and it's about on time. But we will have to keep our eyes out for Tomo, because I think that Tomo, again, last game, really tough time picking the right spots against the Twisted Fate, against the Gangplank. That is a really high bar to ask of the Kai'Sa to have a successful game against those two champions.
Oh, Rosethorn spotting out with the sweeper, opts to go right on into Yuji and Diamond.
But I think Tomo, against Lissandra and having Cleanse, has more ability to pick his spots and go in. And I want to see Tomo use that to the fullest, as Spyrax will have to take out that barrel.
Be careful, your Spyrax chased away over on that top side while the rest of the team is in the bot lane right now.
Yeah, and they're going to give it. So FlyQuest not worried about the second dragon. They'd rather get some more gold on their side banners. As, again, for FlyQuest, I know I talked so much about Vladimir, Yasuo in Game 1 being able to break the game through the side lane. This time around, it's just the Tryndamere. But I still believe the same thing applies to the Tryndamere. Tryndamere should be able to run down both Gangplank and the Sandra in the side. And we see Kumo, if Triple decides to contest the next wave as well, I think Kumo will try and jump on this Liz.
He's thinking about it. Edging his way there, but Rosethorn going right after Tomo in the mid lane. A couple of shots go in. Tomo kind of feeling the same way he was feeling with that game number 1. A lot of that poke really taking him down to half health before anything major can be done from FlyQuest.
And again, Ezreal, once you put Ez mid, I really like Kai'Sa when you are able to execute fights onto the Ezreal, because you can follow up, jump on Ez in the back, and take him out. But in the downtime states, Ezreal does get mid shove and does have the range advantage where you can get Kai'Sa low and make it really tough for Tomo to hop into those fights. And Meech has been doing a very, very good job of that so far in both of these games.
Taking a look at the gold right now. So that lead coming out from Meech already has 2 items completed. Still working on the second. It's going to be Tomo. Meech, pretty impactful for a lot of these mid-game team fights. Got 50 seconds before the Baron spawns, 3 minutes, 30 seconds before Drake. So, gonna be in a little bit of a slower state while those objectives do spawn.
And the nice part, I mean, we have a much slower game here, as all the action took place at Rift Herald. So, I get to talk about a champion on a certain side of the Rift being nice. Yeah, we're gonna get real fancy here. Ezreal on blue side. It makes it much easier to set up for Baron. As a blue side has easier Baron setup, especially if you get mid-shove. As for red side, they really only have one option to walk into Baron, or else they have to shove out top and go all the way around. As, oh boy, Diamond, he's in trouble.
A nice engage coming out from Triple.
Oh, man.
And just like that, the pick out of CLG, FlyQuest.
Yeah.
They just have to back off, CLG, getting a positional advantage.
What I was going to say, Desrex, is that because you have mid-shove always with the Ezreal, you can walk into the top side jungle of FlyQuest and try and get picks with the Sandra and Viego. Just like we saw Triple and Rosethorn do there. So, we will see if they are able to do this successfully, as UG was late to drop the Herald, ends up throwing it down mid, and that Herald is going to waste.
I like it. Our Professor Cubby right here, able to give us live examples in his lesson as the game goes on. That takes a different technique right there. It's a lot of skill, Cubby.
Yeah. You know, that one might say that's what scouts look for.
I appreciate you, Cubby. I appreciate you so much.
R.I.P. my Braum one-trick GM peak playing career. Wasn't good enough.
I played support for a while. I only played in one tiered league tournament, but my champion was Alistair.
Ooh, I respect that.
You'd think I'd be a Shenny fan off of that, right?
Yeah, definitely a fan favorite. You know, you really should be a Mia fan. Mia's Alistar, also very nasty. But we will see if anyone can find the nasty engages required in this game to get back, as UG Diamond are looking. UG will retreat.
Right now, I think just covering ground is going to be FlyQuest. Gathering whatever information they can, because we still have a long time before neutral does spawn. Minute 25, Drake. Look at Kumo over here. Just clearing out vision on the Baron side. He's going to have a lot of control of the side lane into Jenkins.
And you see FlyQuest really trying to overload mid lane, as they need to have numbers here to support Tomo into Meech. As you can see, Meech feels comfortable enough to arcane shift forward, and Tomo is at half health, as Meech has done a very nice job playing out this counter matchup. And this time around will be granted the blue buff from his team. So double buff Ezreal in the mid lane, Meech trying to accelerate himself forward. And again, Tomo, because he ate that arcane shift, that mystic shot, he had the base. Meech gets to crash this wave. Gets priority for CLG. Gets to try and hit the turret if he so chooses. Will not be the case. Instead, Meech is going to reset as we have a dragon spawning in 35 seconds. And hopefully we get some action here, Desrex.
Yeah, Cubby, that's one of the most used phrases we've said so far. When it comes down to this, Meech and the way he's been playing, and the way he keeps playing into Tomo, Tomo's at half health. Tomo's at half health. Tomo's at half health. We just keep saying it throughout the entirety of the series. Meech so good, again, at focusing Tomo and getting some poke onto him before fights do break out, as you saw right there with the True Shot Barrage.
I really like Kai'Sa and Ezreal, but this is the correct way to play out the matchup as Ezreal. As both Meech and Breezy, I think, have done a great job understanding and playing this out, as unfortunately for them, because Meech had the weight reset.
Oh, Tomo, completely isolated right there, gets caught out by Rosethorn. Had to burn his killer instinct to get away.
Still very well played by the side of CLG. Because of that, they are able to regain control over River and over Dragon. We'll see if FlyQuest decides to pull the trigger. Gromp does give him something back. Spyrax
Spyrex starts to go in, but look at Triple.
Oh,
he goes
good
right
ult.
after Tomo. Frozen Tomb going to be
Jenkins
used on
ult.
himself. So low is that backline, and just like that, Triple's able to grab another one. Kumo will slay Meech in the back end of that for FlyQuest, but look at the rest of CLG trying to find the hunt. Spyrax will get it onto Rosethorn. It's going to be a 2-for-1 exchange so far in the benefit of FlyQuest, but still the health bars are high for CLG.
Spyrax has TP. Yeah, Spyrax is TPing back in. It is a 3v4 Diamond.
All right, there's the knockup coming out from Diamond. Able to find it. Now looking to grab the kill onto Triple. Triple will fall. Jenkins, Breezy, realizing they're the only ones left for this fight. FlyQuest are going to secure Drake.
And the big difference that fight, Meech wasn't able to have his team help peel him. He was just ran down by Kumo in the backline as Meech ends up falling. That is all the damage, all the love and care that CLG had put into making sure that Ezreal is ahead, going to the wayside for the Dragon fight. FlyQuest win the War of Attrition, and FlyQuest win that third Dragon for themselves.
FlyQuest showing they still have fight left in them. Spyrax getting so many of those kills. Kumo just running people down, as you said. Meech needs a level of protection. He is good, but he can't be your frontliner. He can't be your tank. And Kumo, with that targeting, able to take him down and get FlyQuest in a good position.
And Meech did burn both sums, so we will see if UG decides to push here onto Meech, as he is spotted. Will not be the case. But Meech is vulnerable. A lot of sums burned there. As the good thing for Tomo, yes, he was poked out heavily in that last fight, but Tomo did hold on to both his flash and cleanse. We take a second look. Jenkins and Triple do a great job of holding this choke. Again, Yuji Tomo cannot get in this fight, but watch the back half. Meech goes over the wall. No one on the side of CLG can peel for him, and Rosethorn goes in too deep. And they just don't have damage, because Jenkins is chasing off Kumo, trying to help him out. I think that Meech needs to Arcane Shift into his team, into the Dragon Pit, still keep himself in the position where his team can help peel for him, because once he goes down, once Spyrax is able to TP back, this fight is lost and it goes over to FlyQuest.
Kumo will be chasing down your carries. There is good peel on the side of CLG, but one of the complications they're having, are you using that to hold a choke point like we saw earlier, which gives Meech not that much disengage, not that much to protect him with? Or are you going to use that to peel for Meech and try and keep him alive?
Yep.
Now, either one taken into consideration is FlyQuest's position around the Baron.
Also, credit to Spyrax in that fight. Again, starting it off immediately, I think is what FlyQuest needs to do. Because if they wait, the Mystic shots will connect from Ezreal, they will get low, and the fights get harder and harder for them to win. So I think Spyrax taking the initiative into his own hands was very smart there, just Spirit rushing in, as we're going to see him continue to do that as Rosethorn. He doesn't have Flash, does have his ult. We'll see if Kumo chases. He has the quick blades, so he can keep on chasing Rosethorn down.
Yeah, going right after Rosethorn. There's a slow there. Rosethorn can't escape. It's going to be wailed away on, but no, Breezy shows up. The handshake pushes Kumo away. Rosethorn staying alive, but FlyQuest, they feel it right now. Kumo's going for more. Tomo, a couple of autos onto Breezy. Still looking for the re-engage. Is going to be Diamond. Rosethorn almost walking into that one. FlyQuest pushing away, but Jenkins on that top side. Split push, grabs the tower.
Kumo will be forced now to answer. We'll see if FlyQuest actually sticks around. They are not answering Jenkins. They want this mid-outer, and I think given everything they've used, they can take it, but no. Nice cannon barrage from Jenkins, and CLG, they went out on the map play. This is a very, very, very much improved mid-game. I think that the Ezreal Gangplank is really helping CLG steady some of the mid-game lows that we've seen out of them so far in this split, as it's really helping them contain or maintain map control, which has been CLG's issue, and I think that this has been a really good approach from them in these two games.
Yeah, the early game, not an issue for CLG. What they've been working on is that mid-game, as you said, and it is showing right now, especially into this matchup of Tomo and Diamond. This was a big one for Meech right here. This was a big one he's stepping into, and the fact that he can continuously win that lane, continuously win fights in the 2v2, and get that poke onto Tomo before a lot of these fights has been so key for Meech.
And honestly, this is something that I was hoping to see more out of FlyQuest. They were so good at this stage of the game in the last split, and I know from talking with Yuji beforehand, this is the part of the game that he wanted to work on. They felt like they made a mistake against EG yesterday around the third dragon. I will say that they played this third dragon really well to get it for themselves, but again, I think that some of the rotations they've had while objectives have been down, CLG has been getting the best out of them. They do have more tools around the map, but still, CLG are using them successfully. A lot of that's around Meech and Jenkins just controlling the game with range, with wave clear. And we'll see if FlyQuest can deal with it in a different manner, again here at the fourth dragon of the game. as CLG looking for their second bout at Soul Point. And FlyQuest at the moment, they have full control over this bot side river, and CLG are looking elsewhere.
Posturing over towards the Baron right now. FlyQuest still having that control you just mentioned. You have Kumo over on that top side who's continuing the split. Jenkins just watching. 20 seconds before the dragon does come down.
All right, I will say Meech. So he had the setup to go for either Predators or Prowler's Claw or Eclipse. He actually went for Sorelda's instead. As oh boy, Breezy, he's caught.
Oh, a chase right here, Breezy. Trying to get off the hostile takeover. Will get it in time, but not effective. Spyrax still gets the kill onto him. Now Meech trying to escape the claws. Kumo as Kumo just wails away onto Meech. Takes him down. Rosethorn trying to chase down Kumo, but Kumo will not fall. Turns around and takes down Rosethorn. It's an ace for FlyQuest, and they lost no one. They will take the Baron.
A wipe! And FlyQuest Kumo, the fact that he just gets to run at Meech. No one is peeling for Meech again in this fight. They tried to hold everyone in the choke, but Kumo runs straight through it. He's got the Gale Force, he has the Quick Blades, and he's the one that's taken Meech off the map as FlyQuest. Dominant mid-game fight. They can take the Dragon off the back half, and just like that, the game is in complete control of FlyQuest. As we look at this again, Triple's not in position. He goes to hold the choke, but he is not in position to peel for Meech. He needs to utilize his spells to keep Kumo off of Meech, because if Kumo is allowed to get on top of Meech, Meech cannot do anything else but run for the hills as FlyQuest, them taking these fights first, not getting poked down by CLG. This is the big difference in Game 2, and the reason they're ahead. 5k gold now, up or even in Dragons, as FlyQuest and Kumo, big game here.
Kumo with these picks, Spyrax on top of it. With a lot of these picks, they've just been going ham whenever they see a moment of CLG being at a man disadvantage. They catch CLG in these fog of war moments, and they engage on a dime. It's happened twice so far. You saw it in the Dragon fight, where Diamond was able to get that re-engage on the back half of it. You're seeing it again with Spyrax and Kumo just chasing down the members of CLG. Now CLG are the ones on the back foot, and FlyQuest are looking to set up a dive from all angles. And here it starts. Already the Cyclone comes out, but Rosethorn's able to get one onto Tomo. Spyrax has to back off. Spyrax goes golden. Jenkins is waiting for him, unable to take him down just yet. Jenkins backing off, but here comes Kumo. He's angry, but he's not angry enough. Triple will cool him off with the Frozen Tomb and send him to the grave. Now Rosethorn with the chase onto Yuji. CLG fighting back here. A very aggressive dive coming out from FlyQuest, but CLG are able to punish.
I know that Meech went down in that play, but he's the one that made that happen, because he soloed out Tomo on his own with the Ezreal. And that was a fight where Triple was actually peeling for Meech. CLG were grouped up. The fight or die was used onto Meech, so he was able to get out as much damage as he could even before he fell. That's why it's a win for CLG, and that Baron push for FlyQuest, it's stymied a bit. It's stalled out. I still think they're going to drop mid-outer eventually on the side of CLG, but that's a big deal, taking 2 Baron buffs off the map and buying yourself a minute of downtime while FlyQuest have a Baron.
Trying to let these Baron buffs expire. Still have your mid lane outer that's trying to be defended right here. Tough one to defend against a Baron-empowered Siege. Spyrax Diamond, Stuff Tomo, waiting around. And even with Yuji, who's constantly been waiting on these flanks to find these team fight engages. Still waiting for it. Tower's going to go down.
I just love seeing Meech posture so aggressively to try and take out Tomo. His ability on the Ezreal to play throughout these ranges. Again, Ezreal, a champ that I don't think Meech has ever been bad at, but not one that I would say, oh, I remember Meech for this champion, right? Yeah. Usually that's, again, the Aphelios. I think he had some good Zeri looks despite his record. The Jhin, yeah, very good for Meech. But God, his Ezreal's been so good these 2 games, even despite the scoreline. As, of course, it is really hard to deal with Kumo on this Tryndamere. But CLG, that last fight, they grouped up. They were able to actually kite out the Tryndamere, able to help out Meech, and Meech made that fight happen by finding all the damage on Tomo up front. So see if he can continue as, again, Tomo.
Again, they catch him out in 32 minutes into this. The death timer is almost a full minute. The saving grace here for FlyQuest is there's no neutrals on the table. It's just map control conceded to CLG.
That's a big mistake from Tomo. And honestly, this is something I've seen from Tomo in past series from FlyQuest 2. He will greed overreach for mid waves. That's an example of that there, as Meech, I mean, he walked into a 1v3. You can just wait for that wave to come to your turret. The fact that he does not means that he goes down. CLG get another Baron buff off FlyQuest. Or I should say, get another kill down. Baron buff was expired. Either way, more time for CLG on the map to do good things. And that is exactly what they're looking to do around this next dragon. We'll see if CLG can actually peel from each and execute this fight correctly, Deserex. Because the last couple fights have gone their way when CLG have played out their comp correctly.
Yeah, even though CLG did get that pick, it was mentioned that the neutrals were down, while the map state wasn't CLG's way either. Jenkins towards the bot lane to make sure he pushes out that wave. You still have Kumo that you're dealing with. The top wave shoved all the way to the tower earlier, that tier 2. So for CLG, getting that kill was about trying to get some momentum back for them, get some map control back for them, to set up for the next play, which can potentially be happening within the next 40.
Okay, I love this. Meech did pick up the Prowler's Claw. So this is one way that you can get around the Tryndamere. So if Tryndamere goes behind him, it's another way that you can use some movement to buy some space on the Ezreal. So I think Meech, last item, likely going to be a Frozen Heart to continue the blue theme, of course, most importantly, but also decrease some of the attack speed that you have from all the members of FlyQuest that do rely on attack speed. But these Qs from Meech with the Prowler's Claw, with the Lethality build, will hit very, very hard. So keep your eyes out to see how much poke you can connect with as Rosethorn gets a nice love tap on the diamond. So far, FlyQuest done a really nice job keeping mid lane control. They have a 5-stack here, and it looks like CLG cannot contest.
Ooh, Spyrax over the wall, looking for an assassination onto Breezy. Breezy flashes away, but the chase is coming through. Trying to use the fight or die, it's not enough. Spyrax will get a kill. Also, Takeover goes out as well as the Cannon Barrage, and now here comes the return coming out from CLG as they're able to get 2 for 1. Still looking for more. They'll hop over the wall towards Diamond, and it's FlyQuest who are going to take the retreat after they were the aggressors of this fight.
FlyQuest went too hard. If you can't blow up Breezy, he just pops the W on himself, pops the hostile takeover, and all of a sudden, Kumo was taking down his own team. Kumo falls. CLG should pick up Baron off the back half of this too, as a nice attempt from FlyQuest, but they go too deep. Once you burn that W, once you see the all come out from Breezy, just reset, retreat, go take the dragon that was free because of the map control you had. They overextend, CLG punishes, and CLG gets everything on the map.
CLG, Baron being picked up. They are now at Dragon Soul Point. Still got a while before that condition's available, but with so much acquired after so much was gained in FlyQuest on some of these vicious fights, it feels good for CLG to bring the Baron buff right on back.
And again, all the good work that FlyQuest has done, like the team fight ace and the Baron, all of a sudden they drop 2 members and then Tomo dies. They had a complete map control over the dragon. They overextend trying to take a fight and they die. It feels like FlyQuest are just so close to being there with this mid to late game, but they have made poor decisions in this game, and CLG has been able to punish them. And again, the control they have. Triple on the Lissandra, Jenkins on the Gangplank. Breezy with the hostile takeovers. Again, the scoreline isn't as flashy, but he has been just as good this game. FlyQuest don't have ways to deal with it. They need to find angles. They need to find flanks, and I think that's what they're looking for now. But Diamond is spotted. Oh, God, Meech.
Meech going right in for this
one. He's in
the
there.
Arcane Shift,
oh,
but
no.
Tomo's following through. Killer Instinct goes out, but there's the hostile takeover coming out from Breezy.
Meech?
Now Meech forward with the Mystic Shot, goes after Tomo. Tomo's going to drop. It's going to be Yuji who follows them, and the rest of CLG now collapsing into this one choke point of FlyQuest. FlyQuest hopping towards the river and finding their way out of this one. A charm is going to land, but just like that, CLG take another engage of FlyQuest and flip it around.
Jenkins in that choke was massive too. The cannon barrage plus the barrels helped get everyone low from FlyQuest again, as this Kaisa for Tomo, it just hasn't been his day. Overstepping, it was a decent attempt from Diamond, but they didn't have nearly enough damage to take down Meech. Breezy helps him turn it around, and just like that, that's going to be an inhibitor going CLG's way. We'll see how long they stick around for more.
Death timers, 10 seconds on Yuji. Still got another 16 on Tomo, and a big push that needs a response from CLG as they take the mid lane inhibitor. Now focusing over on the top lane inhibitor. Yuji up, waiting 5 seconds for Tomo. Kumo now waiting on the flank. Another inhibitor going down. FlyQuest posturing forward, eating a Mystic Shot. Kumo taking a lot of damage right there. CLG, they got what they came for. 2 inhibitors down, gonna take the reset.
And CLG, man, this Gangplank from Jenkins, both games blind picking it, both games doesn't care what Kumo picks into it. I think that Jenkins, even getting behind in that first game, due to all the attention that FlyQuest paid to him, he's been effective. He has been so good, so solid on this GP. I know it's a champ that he's always been rock solid on. But his ability to help turn things around in his own lane and neutralize all the resources that FlyQuest put towards his lane, and then help bridge the gap so that Meech can buy space, buy time, and bounce back. It's been a really, really good series from CLG. I really think they deserve this 2-0. And they are one dragon fight away from putting that 2-0 on the board here as coming back out on the map. Their inventories are full. They have control over the bot side river. And we will just see if FlyQuest can form the angles to get around this hostile takeover that has been so big from Breezy in these games.
Next dragon spawns within the next minute and 15. CLG setting up for it. Side lane push coming out from Spyrax over in the top lane right now. Grouped up as a 5-stack is going to be a CLG. Spyrax will continue with that split push. He does have teleport. Fight does break out. He can be there quite quickly. 55 seconds remain. CLG just cutting the jungle now for vision.
And Spyrax, he does have TP to get that top wave all the way in, so that will be a nice treat for him. But at this point, given the inventories of CLG, they don't care as much about the waves, the gold. They're level 18. Their inventories are full. They care about the control. And that really has been the story for CLG in this series. As look at CLG move down into this river, push these waves into FlyQuest. FlyQuest still have no real estate to take care of in their own jungle. As Diamond's just fighting over a control ward, we have a TP coming in. See if Diamond pushes hard for this at all.
Even with that big push that came out of Spyrax, it's a wave with an inhibitor down.
Oh, I love this from Meech.
You're just trying to buy time, and now look at
Meech is not allowing Kumo to get around him. That's really, really good from Meech. Just diving onto Kumo, not allowing for him to get around. Spyrax, he's caught.
Oh, Spyrax, wrong place to be. Tries to engage, but he does it by himself. Now looking for Meech. Over the wall goes Meech. He gets followed up by Yuji, but does not care. Kumo follows through, but Meech will slay them both. Now Tomo trying to survive the weight of the worlds. The knees buckle as a double kill picked up by Meech.
Pixel perfect from Meech on the back half as he peeled himself wonderfully in that fight. The commit from Kumo, Yuji, was not enough. CLG and Meech, they hold strong. And they're going to take the 2-0 against the team that was tied for first coming into our standings today.
A well-deserved 2-0 coming out from CLG. A back-and-forth fight between both of these squads. But every single player on CLG stepping up right here. Jenkins fighting so hard on a lane that put him behind. Rosethorn, the plays he was able to make for the early, for the late. Triple facilitating a lot of these team fights. And, of course, the bot lane of Meech and Breezy. A 2-0 well-deserved from the aggression of CLG.
B1 Ezreal, looking good on this patch here, Deserex, as another bloody game from these two teams. But CLG, again, the way they played through that control, I know I was critical of their mid lane coming in. I said it after game one. Hey, Ezreal GP, it makes sure that you have ways to make plays across the map, but also control your waves. Make sure that if you want to go for plays inside the enemy jungle, which Rosethorn loves to do, you're going to have priority. You have push in at least two lanes, typically with these two champions. Jenkins and Meech made that happen, and Breezy was fantastic, man. Every single play that CLG made, Breezy was supporting his team on this Renata. He was turning things around with the hostile takeover. Really, really good day from CLG across the board as that 2-0 against, again, a team that was tied for first coming into the day. I got to say, it kind of kills the hype for TLA FlyQuest tomorrow. I'm a little bit bummed, but good play from CLG.
I'm not bummed because I feel like the upper end of our ladder is as competitive as it can be. What a match between FlyQuest and CLG. And FlyQuest, their performance overall, even though this is a 2-0, it didn't feel like a 2-0. These games went very, very late, Cubby.
FlyQuest still made some good plays to get themselves back in it. I think the big thing was just how Meech played out that Ezreal in the mid lane. Tomo overextending for one or two waves, just getting chunked one or two times when he couldn't get chunked. That's a huge difference because it allows CLG to freely push, freely have control, freely reset if they so choose. And CLG utilize those opportunities to perfection. On the side of FlyQuest, though, I am still excited about tomorrow. I know talking with Yuji, he said the one jungler I really respect and I want to take down, it is Armeo. And I'm excited to see if he can do that tomorrow as FlyQuest. Let's go back to the drawing board, dropping 2 games of CLG. Not a great sign as you're about to hop in the Team Liquid Academy.
All right, Well, a fun game to start off our day between CLG and FlyQuest, but I know you don't want to hear from us anymore. You want to hear from our winners, and Pyra has an interview with Meech that's going to be coming up right after the break, so be sure to stay tuned.
All right, everybody, welcome back once again to LCS Academy in the aftermath of that 2-0 victory for CLG Academy. I'm joined here by the new bot laner, Meech. First of all, thank you for taking the time for this. And Meech, how you feeling after wiping the floor with FlyQuest Academy 2-0?
I mean, we're definitely feeling pretty good. They were like the number one ranked team, so 2-0ing them felt pretty good.
Absolutely. You yourself have just kind of jumped into this team. You've been with them for about a week at this point. It seems like you have instantly had this impact. Talk to me a little bit about your thoughts on your own performance so far, because you were certainly the hero in a lot of these games.
Yeah, well, the team made it pretty easy for me to adjust, I'd say. So, I think I'm performing pretty decently, I'd say, for a rookie.
Yeah, I think that's even underselling it. You were praised so much in this series for your Ezreal in both of these games, particularly your positioning. Do you want to talk me through, why you've considered this champion to be so strong?
Um, well, they banned like 3 ADCs, I think, both games. So he was like the next strongest champ after that, and yeah, so that's why we picked it.
Okay, you managed to get it 2 games in a row, and you also paired it up with Renata both times. Like in that last game, in the 40-minute moment that you had this incredible arcane shift back into the Raptor camp and dodging out from all the plays onto Kumo. How did you like keep your cool in those moments? How did you manage to just stay one step ahead of everything FlyQuest was trying to do to catch you?
Um, well, it's kind of telegraphed, I guess, what they want to do, and I have like so much CDI and stuff, so I was just looking at their cooldowns and what they were using, and then just playing patiently.
I suppose that is one way to do it. You mixed it up a little bit as well over the 2 games. You started off game 1 with the Trinity Force build, then you went for the blue build with the Prowler's Claw in game 2. Do you want to talk to me about why you take a different build, maybe for some of the people that aren't used to seeing different Ezreal builds in game?
It's yeah, so it depends on what gold you base on as well, but Trinity's better for extended fights and Essence Reaver has more burst. So I think the first game they had a tankier comp, so I just went like a more sustain build, sustain damage build. And the second one they had a squishier one, so I just went like more poke.
Were you feeling maybe a little more confident in that second game? You went up against the FlyQuest Academy bot side that they have dubbed the cheat codes, and by all accounts, you kind of smashed it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt really confident. I mean, I don't think I'd ever not be confident, like playing versus anyone. So, yeah.
Anybody, not just in Academy, but you just mean it doesn't matter who you play against. You turn nameplates off and you feel like you can take it.
Well, for now, just Academy.
Ooh, okay, I like that. We'll save a little bit of that stuff for later. So yeah, you got a huge victory here. You've been with the team for such a short amount of time, and I know you mentioned they've made it easy for you to mesh. Have there been any big surprises for you coming into the CLG system and playing up against these Academy rosters?
I wouldn't say surprises. I'd just say, I mean, everyone's really like friendly and open-minded about the game, so that helps a lot, especially as a rookie, because like it can be kind of daunting, I guess, to sometimes come in. But the team helped me a lot with just everything, so I wouldn't say no surprises.
Is there anybody that kind of functions as a bit of a mentor for you, or anybody that really helps you in those hectic moments, especially in games like that where the fights just go so fast?
Yeah, I mean, we all kind of help each other, I'd say, in game in those moments. So just to like make sure we're still playing our game and just not just devolving the game. So I think I'd say we all just help each other.
Keep it cool. Now, of course, your duo laner Breezy also got a lot of accolades in that series. 2 games on Renata. You mentioned you picked the Ezreal because there were so many bans of the AD carry and it offered good poke. What was the insight behind why you opted into Renata for a couple of games and its disengage potential?
Because we first picked Ezreal's and then they went Kai'Sa, so Kai'Sa doesn't really do well with the range supports normally. So that was like our logic, because the logic behind picking Kai'Sa and Ezreal is like you need to get on him with your ult and pick champs to help that. So Renata kind of makes that really hard for them. That's why.
Okay, well, that seemed to work quite well according to game plans. It sounds like you guys are feeling confident, you're feeling controlled. For you as well, Meech, you are a newcomer on this roster. You've already had a huge impact. Is there anybody you want to shout out? Friends, family, fans, anyone who's helped you get to this point so far?
Yeah, shout out my team, obviously first, the fans watching, and just all my friends too on other teams, and my former teammates as well. I'd like to shout all those people out.
Alrighty, everybody helping you get to that point. Well, thank you so much, Meech. Congratulations once again on your win. We'll send you on your way.
All right, thank you.
Okay, we are going to go ahead and head back to our, well, me, Cubby, and Deserex to get our way